Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to Unexplored Skyrim. Today we're going to be checking out Loreius Farm. This is a farm just north of Whiterun. Now this farm is a very special location because this is your possible first encounter with the Dark Brotherhood. Now of course many people think that the Dark Brotherhood is encountered after you do the quest Innocence Lost. However, we can actually find a character of the Dark Brotherhood much earlier in the game. So let's jump into Loreius Farmstead. And of course here is Loreius Farm on the map just north of Whiterun. You can just follow the road straight from Whiterun north and you will eventually run into the farm. Now as you approach the farm, if you're on the road, you'll notice that there's a broken down carriage. However, I just approached the farmhouse directly. And really, there's not a whole lot here of interest until we get to the road where we find the broken down carriage that has a bad wheel, and we can find a very familiar character.
Ah! Bother and befuddle! Stuck here! Stuck! My poor mother! Unmoving. At rest, but too still. Oh, poor Cicero is stuck. Can't you see? I was transporting my dear, sweet mother. Well, not her corpse. She's quite dead. I'm taking mother to a new home, a new crypt, but wagon wheel, damnedest wagon wheel. It broke. Don't you see? Oh, yes! Yes, the kindly stranger can certainly help. Go to the farm, the Loreius Farm, just over there, off the road. Talk to Loreius. He has tools. He can help me. But he won't. He refuses. Convince Loreius to fix my wheel. Do that, and poor Cicero will reward you with coin. Gleamy, shiny coin!
That's right, it's our good friend Cicero from the Dark Brotherhood transporting the Night Mother. Now, obviously his carriage has had a bit of a trouble, and we can offer to help him out. Alternatively, you can actually report Cicero to the guards, which will not make him happy, obviously. So now we must convince Loreius to help out Cicero.
Oh, for the love of Mara, what now? That Cicero fella? Huh, tell me something I don't know. Crazy fool's already asked me about 5 times. Seems he's not satisfied with my answer. Why can't he just leave us alone? Pay me? You think this is about money? Have you seen the man? He's completely out of his head. A jester here in Skyrim? Ain't been a merry man in these parts for 100 years. And he's transporting some giant box. Says it's a coffin, and he's going to bury his mother. Mother, my eye. You could have anything in there. War contraband, weapons, skooma. Ain't no way I'm getting involved in any of that. What? And just who in Mara's name are you, anyway? Come here, telling me my business. And for what? To help a fool? Look, Yes, you're right. Feller might be nutters, might not. But fact is, he needs help. I turned him away. What kind of a man am I, huh? Look, thanks. And I'm sorry for my unneighborly reaction. If you talk to Cicero, you be sure to tell him I'll be down to help soon.
And after this, we can go back to Cicero and tell him that Loreius will now help him.
He has? Oh, stranger! You have made Cicero so happy, so jubilant and ecstatic, but more, even more, my mother thanks you. Here for your troubles, shiny, clinky gold, a few coins for your kind deed, and thank you again.
And fun fact, that last line he says, and thank you again, is much like the line that Aventus Argentino says after completing the quest, Innocence Lost. But besides this, truthfully, there's really not much here at Loreius Farm. Now, some notable items are the crops. You have 9 cabbages, 16 leeks, 14 potatoes, and 6 wheat. We also have this windmill over here, and apparently there's a glitch where if there's a dragon attack, the dragon can make the windmill disappear by shouting at it. Now inside the farm we can find Loreius and his wife, but besides that there's really not a whole lot here, and of course you could steal from them if you want, but that's kind of mean. But besides that, this location is incredibly beautiful. We have a absolutely majestic view of the farm with the Throat of the World and Whiterun in the background. Now a little bit more about the quest. This is obviously your first possible encounter with the Dark Brotherhood. However, after completing the quest with friends like these, this quest is no longer possible. And the quest with friends like these is when you are kidnapped by the Dark Brotherhood and you have to kill one of those 3 people inside the abandoned shack. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Unexplored Skyrim. Now a quick update, I just wanted to say that I am working on a much larger video about Whiterun. However, this is going to be a very large video, so for the time being I'm just going to release some smaller locations about some of the areas surrounding Whiterun. However, many of these locations will also be featured in that video, so just a bit of a heads up if you see some overlap. But I figured this is a good way to keep producing some good short videos while working on a much larger project. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think of Loreius Farms? This is one of my favorite locations in the game actually. I remember when I first discovered it, I was quite in shock to see Cicero just there before I even started the Dark Brotherhood questline. Alright guys, if you have any ideas for future locations or future videos, please post them in the comments section below. And as always, until next time.